What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So we actually have some good news as of right now, and it's regarding gas prices. So I'm going to address the gasoline stimulus check. I want to provide you an update there, talk about rising gas prices, what we are expecting, and the potential of economic relief. There's a lot of stuff in the pipeline, and I want to keep you informed as to what our legislators, our leaders in Washington, D.C. are actually doing at this time. And again, if you guys have any questions whatsoever, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. But let's get right into it. Because our leaders in Washington, D.C. are doing what they can to lessen the blow at the pumps. We know that. They're trying to do something. Now, and again, this is on me as well, and I'm completely sorry. I'm very sorry about this, but a lot of the news out there is negative. It's just all negative. And I try to look for the positive in everything, but lately, there's just not been a lot there. However, there is some good news, because the good news as of lately is that the Biden administration is taking it upon themselves to start something. Now, I'm usually not the one to come out and say, something's good, because in most cases, especially over the past couple of years, it hasn't been the greatest. But what is happening right now is actually considered a good start. So here's what's going on. The Biden administration is going to be releasing 180 million barrels of oil from our strategic petroleum reserves. Now, this is expected to provide some relief at the pumps. However, it's going to be a temporary fix. Okay? You're probably thinking, well, temporary fix doesn't sound like good news. Well, this is, because the plan, okay, again, it's coming down to a plan. And if everything falls in line and goes according to the plan, then this will work. But if it doesn't, and again, we don't know, but if it doesn't go according to plan, then things could obviously go sideways. But here's what's going on. The Biden administration is planning on releasing 180 million barrels of oil. Okay? But the big thing is OPEC is also planning a modest increase in oil supply as well. So that's good news there. However, is this move big enough, right? And what does this mean? Well, OPEC is planning on increasing oil supply by 432,000 barrels of oil per day. That's a decent start. Now, it's not 19 million barrels, which the United States uses per day, but it's something. It will help. Now, according to multiple energy experts, they say the move to release 180 million barrels of oil could actually take weeks to see any movement in prices at the pumps. And we should expect this because, again, it's coming out a little over 1 million barrels of oil per day. Now, we could actually see the lowest prices of gas sometime within the next 5 to maybe 12 weeks. At least that's the expectation. And the reason I say the lowest prices in gas in the next 5 to 12 weeks is actually pretty simple. It's because in the next 12 weeks, again, we're on April 1st, May 1st, June 1st, July 1st, okay? So in the next 12 weeks or 3 months, we are going to be in the peak travel time of summer, right before the 4th of July, right before Independence Day, right? When a lot of people are traveling. So we are expecting to see prices drop, and this is great, but here's the thing. Prices need to drop under $4 per gallon nationwide. Now that's average. We're like $4.20 some cents. So we are getting closer, but this is where many lawmakers say we have to get under $4 per gallon, or else we may not see that turn, all right? That U-turn in prices. So again, we'll see what happens there. But here's what we do know regarding Congress. Because Congress has shot down multiple ideas. I've brought this up multiple times here on the channel. But Congress has discussed providing $300 per month to Americans. And this is for people that own a car as a way to provide some form of economic relief. Now that's good. But this idea was quickly shot down by the Biden administration themselves, simply because they worry that this would only increase demand. Okay, and right now, when supply is still very low, this would cause prices of gas to go up once again. So the Biden administration themselves shot this idea down. Now, these were going to be gasoline vouchers. They weren't going to be gas checks coming from the large oil companies. I'll address that in a minute. These were going to be gasoline vouchers or debit cards. Well, what we learned was that this was going to increase the national deficit. We would have to increase the national deficit, and then these vouchers were going to be paid for by you and I. Okay? The good news is this has pretty much been shot down. Now, the reason I say this is good news is because this would have only increased the demand, but supply would have stayed the same. It would have also given us, pretty much put the burden on us to pay off this additional debt, and it would have caused runaway inflation. So this has been shot down. And lawmakers shot this idea down very quickly because it was not targeted. It was going to cause inflation to run hotter, and another reason was because, according to reports, it was going to be an administrative nightmare. So we'll see if something else pops up, but here's the other option. This other option has been reportedly not been removed from discussions, but this is stimulus checks paid for by large companies. Now, multiple senators believe that Congress can't target specific companies, can't target the most profitable companies just to pay for relief to the American people. That's what multiple senators believe. But many other lawmakers say that large oil companies, they're price gouging the American people. And this is the reason why we are, and they don't want them to get away with it. But this is the reason why the American people are struggling, because companies are price gouging us in everything. Gas, we're getting price gouged, right? Because we see the price of gas is going down, but the price at the pumps is staying the same. How is that possible? Right? How is that possible? And this is what many lawmakers have brought up over the past couple of weeks. Now, even though multiple lawmakers want to see relief now, most economists believe that the steps being taken now, these could work if done right. And if they're going to work, we will see the changes over the next few months. But here's the problem. The problem is that taking 180 million barrels of oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve is going to actually create a long-term issue. Now, many experts believe that this temporary price decrease will not last more than a few months. But, and be aware of this as we move forward, okay, because we could see Congress come together and try to provide some additional relief to the American people. Now, here's what you need to keep in mind, okay? And this is what is expected to happen according to multiple reports over the past few days. The first thing, again, it's a step-by-step process. And it's going to take some time, and it's going to hurt the American people in the process, okay? But here's the reason why this could potentially be a good thing. The first step is the Biden administration is going to release 180 million barrels of oil into the economy. First step. Next, the Biden administration's hopes are that the war between Russia and Ukraine will be over sometime between May and June, okay? This would actually lower prices. The next thing is OPEC is going to start producing even more oil. And if the Biden administration and other countries can convince OPEC to produce even more, right, just temporarily, then we could see prices get reduced even more. And this could come sometime between really May and August, according to multiple reports. And while all of this is happening, what's currently going on here in the United States is the Biden administration is kind of urging companies or really asking them to ramp up oil production here at home. So if all of these things go according to plan, which many people say it could happen, but they hardly ever do, then prices will eventually fall back down and could potentially be in the low to mid $3 range. Okay? That's what we're hearing at this time. So according to reports, the news is somewhat good, somewhat positive, because there is a plan. But does that plan actually get fulfilled? Do we actually see success there? We don't know. Okay? But as always, as I know more, I promise I'll come back on, share all latest news and updates, whether it's good news or bad news. I promise I will bring you those updates. I also promised, I told many people then I'm going to try to do better at bringing you more positive news. But at the same time, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to tell you something's coming when it isn't. I'm not going to tell you that, okay, everything's fine when we could potentially see the sky is falling. Okay? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be upfront. And if you guys just don't like it and you don't want to watch a video, I completely understand. Honestly, I completely understand. But again, I will try to be more positive and find the positive side in every story. So again, just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your Friday. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.